Welcome to another episode of Diversity is the Game Changer. And as usually, I love start speaking and putting already the vibes into my show before the podcast that we can just feel the flow and very nice energy, because at the end of the day it's everything about energy. We are giving each other time and attention, because this is the most precious commodity we can give to each other. It's being present and give our time, because time is running from us, especially now speed-faced world, right? And to prioritize something, we don't need to find time, we have to make time. I am so happy today that I have very special guest who deliberately made her time for me to be on my show. I'm so honored. And I will open one more secret. It will be like a dessert at the end of the show, because we don't want to lose the focus. Not It's not my show, it's not about my projects, it's about the mission of this podcast, but it just a little bit highlight of the end of the show. But please help me to welcome my dearest guest. And I was so excited to talk to you before I push the button record, so I forget to actually double check at least one thing. I don't want to make mistake. It's the correctness of pronunciation of the name, and because I'm working with all continents like you know how easily we can actually make some funny mistakes. So please help me. It's Dr. Renuka. It's Thakore or not?
Thakore.
What
It
did you
is
say?
Thakore. E is silent. So
Oh, okay.
Thakore.
Perfect. Thank you so much for my. It was so correct for me to start from this mission. So yeah. Um, Welcome to our show. Welcome. Uh, I love the episode title, which kindly actually you were helping to develop with me. It's also always my mission, not just to put the number, but already to have a podcast should have. It's like for me, like a baby, like a kid. It's with name, with body and energy and everything. Of course, everybody should have name and podcast title as well. So our podcast name is From Roots to Resilience, Personal Growth, Sustainability, and Inclusive Futures, right? Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Perfect.
Perfect. And I would like to jump immediately for my in no yes for my introduction of you, because you have accomplished so much, you have so many accolades. So actually we don't have that much time. Then we need more than 1 hour or 50 minutes, but at least I try to summarize a little bit about Dr. Renuka Thakore. Is a visionary sustainability leader, change maker, and the founder of Global Sustainable Future Network. With an academic background in environmental management and a deep commitment to social equity, Dr. Renuka champions transdisciplinary and transformative approaches to global challenges. She's also a lecturer and director of the Center for Social Legal Studies at the University of Central Lancashire, UK. Driven by the principle of progress through partnerships, Dr. Thakore established a Global Sustainable Futures Network to bridge gaps between academia, grassroots communities, policymakers, and business across, 180 countries. Oh my God, you're so young. When did you manage all that? You started from kindergarten, probably. The network nurtures inclusive collaborations, empowers local actions, and amplifies underrepresented voices in the sustainability dialogue. Through the capacity building, leadership development, and knowledge exchange, your platforms and your advocacy is building a global movement focused on just, inclusive, and regenerative futures, ensuring that no one is left behind in the pursuit of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And at the end of introduction, the frame of the holistic approach, our early experience defined the lens through which we engage with the world, professionally, environmentally, and socially. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
am very pleased to be here. But mainly, I feel so proud to be connected to you as a young lady and also as a world champion. You have been in this presence, like we have connected 2 or 3 years before, and this is the first time we are having elongated talk about what you like and what I like, and maybe making people know what is the knowledge, or what is our theories that are helping us to move forward. And I would like to share all those experiences to make people more empowered for themselves, to look into within themselves and to find their own values to share with people. Thank you very much.
Adorable. I immensely appreciate your time and your wise knowledge and enveloped in wisdom, already wisdom, which is so diverse, connected with so many different communities. Like we already shared 180 countries. Oh my God. So, but we all know that to talk about the present moment and about the future, there is no powerful future, at least, which is not rooted, based, and reflected about our roots. And the root of every strong tree, it's actually for us, for our lives, it's our childhood, right? So let's begin jump a little bit backwards to your roots, which became so beautiful. Tree, I don't know, magnolia, or who we can compare with you. But to tell us, take us to the journey of little Renuka, or to her roots, and how this mindset of your childhood has impact, and we all know that it impact on your uh, decisions, on this beautiful wise lady you have become and accomplished so much today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I certainly believe, the childhood makes like whatever the experience you have in childhood makes you a person in future. They are always rooted in yourself. And I have been very, privileged to have very progressive family, especially my father, who was an industrialist and he was very progressive. He made of course not so much time, because I'm talking about 60 years before, 55 and 60 years before, where it wasn't a much emphasis on parental care,
Yeah.
which we see now, actually. However, he made sure that we were put in the best school within his affordability. We were given, means I was in English medium school, which was not so common at that time. Even being living in Gujarat, which, generally we have our own regional language schools, but
Mm-hmm.
I was in English medium school, and I was, since year 11, I was just like a shadow, working with him, accompanying him to his factory, his workplace, his offices, even to the very important meetings where he used to go. And I was exposed to engineering, technology, and all that in very early age.
Wow.
And so I always think like an engineer, and system thinking has been a part of that childhood. I was also a giving person since my childhood, because as I knew English, many of my neighborhood girls who were in Gujarati medium
Mm-hmm.
had problems in writing essay and other things, who were actually in universities, and I was in a school, but I used to help them write all these things, which I would love it, because I knew things that they did not happen to know. And so I have always been like a buddy or friend to those who need me. And at the same side, on the same side, at a point when I was 14, I went to the my father's factory,
Mm-hmm.
And while he was away to Germany, and I took hold of my factory for 3 months, which where we I had 94 people working in that factory. So I had that exposure, of things that a child may not have, and that has shaped me to take challenges, to be acceptable, to the barriers or challenges that what may come, and try to solve them with courage, with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
As I grew in my 18s, I was with my husband and my husband family. My father-in-law and mother-in-law were also very progressive.
Mm-hmm.
Time when, daughter-in-laws are not allowed to even speak or go out, I had full freedom to do what I wanted to do. So being upbringing in such environment gives you a lot of confidence and builds your leadership. And now I can understand, that parental care is so important, because I'm looking at my daughters now, and my daughter has so I have a grandson of 7-year-old, and she's putting full attention to it. And I have come to also learn that, children up to age of 7 and 9 have the biggest absorbing power,
Mm-hmm.
and they can absorb as much as you give them. You have to keep them involved in whatever you do, so that they start absorbing those concepts, those theories. And I'm really proud that my grandson is growing as a responsible person from like age 7. I can see him so responsible and so courageous, confident, and that all things, I think, roots make it possible. So I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Wow. What gives me immediately very powerful impression that the whole thread through your like memorizing and going back. First of all, you're really really show, of course, the big appreciation and respect towards your family. First, the family you grew up, and you got this unwavering support, which was actually uh, still even in many countries, many community societies, ladies, young ladies, female, they can't get, we champion, you and me, for equality rights, right? And those unwavering support, and particularly because connection between you, your daughter, and a father, right? And he was like a role model. And parenting, it's one thing, it's so important to be role models, not just to, of course, to find the time to talk to kids, but actually by giving them examples, by being role models in our actions and our behaviors, right? And I also can hear from all your talk the greatest grade of empathy. It's so important, because you said you have been always this friend and buddy. You wanted to help, you wanted to be to add value, to be in collaborative spirit, to complement. It's also important to also to be a leader, not like a ruler, right? To be so much collaborative that you can really can empower others, because by adding value to each other, we have all of us drive the great result. And I love so much that even from very young steps, you have chosen this path, not competitive one, because you had all these privileges to choose this path, to be like, like this, oh, my father has factor in that and that. But no, you choose that, okay, you could take all the greatest from him and empower other people. It's how it's still what you're doing even today. So I'm so grateful and thankful that we have, and I have also, you are now my role model. I really look up to you, so thank you for sharing your story. And then we go smoothly, and on your personal and professional paths, they are always intertwined, I believe. And can you tell that everything started evolving into sustainability, way back and forth, of course, back to roots and history. And in in all these platforms, engagements, everything what you're doing today, and since very young age, which role the diversity maybe of thoughts, diversity of cultures now in languages, even because you were like exposed to other language at very young age, what kind of role it played in your both personal and professional life, how you were approached the diversity of minds, of thoughts, of cultures, of genders? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Personal and professional life has been twined with me always. In a sense of when I was 18, it was very unusual that time in our culture to get a boyfriend and marry them, marry him, the person whom you love. And I did that against going against my families. We both were committed to marry each other, and we I mean, I was together with him since I was 14. And then when I turned 18, I decided to marry him against going my family. What
Mm-hmm.
was happening at that time that love marriages were not so common in India. And we had, both of us had very opposite backgrounds as a um, in various ways. I don't want to go in those details, but what happened there, that I we were left without any support from the family, and we had to
Mm-hmm.
grow our family from zero. And fortunately, we I mean, I would say my husband was very hardworking, and we started making living, and he grew up as a self-made millionaire, and within 20 years of time he made a very successful business. And that was a good privilege for me as well, because I could raise my daughters as I wanted. I could give them full freedom. I could give them, all the facilities, exposure to the art, technology, competitions, or education. And at a very early age they both decided that they would be engineers, because
Mm-hmm.
of me and my husband being engineering background. So that was my personal life for first 25 years of my marriage. And I was fully devoted to make my family happy and so on. So I was not working full time, or not even earning much. But at the same time, because I was so induced into education and so on, I kept on tutoring my daughter's friend circle. I kept on doing things that would make me very creative. So at one point, I also made dresses for my daughters, and that one fashion show prizes as well.
Wow, I didn't know that.
uh,
Amazing. So we can also collaborate on that. Wow.
in a sense of keeping myself busy and creative, and to show people that this is what we can do, even if I'm not a professional.
Mm-hmm.
uh, so but I always had, and my husband also always had a wish that I should go back to the education and do what I wanted to do already, and so on. And so when my daughters came to UK for their international education, uh, so one was 18 when she came to UK, and she got into University of Bath for aerospace engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And then my daughter, younger daughter, joined her when she was 16, and she came to UK for her schooling. At that time I thought, now when both daughters are away, what should I be doing? And I started my career as an environmentalist. When I came to UK, I found that environment management was really a subject that I would love to explore. So I went back to education. I did my BSc, MSc in sustainability in built environment. And then I did my PhD in organization behavior in and specifically focusing on energy efficiency and sustainability leadership in housing, English housing. So there I my PhD product was stakeholder engagement. Though I wanted to produce, out of my PhD, I wanted to do an sustainability index or something like that. But it happened that because of my very different, interest of
Mhm.
how we can make it possible for people, there is so much technology out there, there are even solutions out there, but still we are not making an impact or making the achieving the targets that we need to. And that stuck to me, that why we are not achieving the targets. And I found that there is a lack of leadership and there is a lack of value proposition within what we do, and commitment, ownership, responsibility. These are the things that we are missing. And therefore, everyone is saying, okay, somebody will do, and nobody is doing. It is something, that type of story is happening in sustainability arena. So I finally got into this. So I passed my PhD and I have my stakeholder engagement model, where each person within that, can play a leadership role depending on the value they want, value they possess in their mind. So, for example, a director has a target to reduce carbon emission for 20, like by 25%. Then that is the value for them, and if that is the policy or value that they want, the actions will automatically divert themselves to achieve that,
Mhm.
and the performance will show that, okay, you have been able to do that. So that is what the logic works. The value should be highest in your mind, like, what is my value? For example, for my personal value, I have committed that I will not buy any virgin clothes. And since 25 years, I have not bought any virgin clothes. I have just used reused clothes, and I have been doing that very well. So, if you have the highest policy or value to guide your actions, you will be able to do it. And you have to take a leadership to abide to it. That is very important. And within that, I feel that many people or around the world, like all of them have different values, because the people who are struggling to have a living, they have value to just have an economic living, and people who are already having many comforts, they might have different values, such as having a quality time for family. But we must make that happen. We must take that leadership to do it. Unless then, you will not be able to do it. So my professional journey has been very different since I have been in UK. And then I found that, early career researchers or startups or any who wants to change the career towards sustainability, they would have so many, barriers. And I want to open up a platform where
Mhm.
everyone can join, because without having a networking, without having collaboration, because we are having multi-dimensional sustainabilities, right? Like
Mhm.
cultural sustainability, economic, social, technological, and many others. So institutional, and so how we bring this to people together, if there are no barriers for them to connect, then only we will be able to get this collaboration, to bring all these voices together, and so on. And therefore, I started this free networking. And I was very fortunate that within 5 years' time, I was able to connect to 8,000 people in 180 countries. It grew organically. And today I'm able to reach out to 2 million people in one email. So that is what I have achieved professionally.
Oh, oh my God! To say that I am impressed and what a powerful message. It's not to say anything. And of course, I'm so impressed by the, for me now also it's like holistic, organically evolve and development, because I do really I believe that you've been building this, I don't know how many years, but when now you're sharing the story that actually you chosen first, it was like the focus, it was the kids, but not just kids, but of course your personal growth and involvement, right? And then when they decided to educate themselves, then you like fully started be devoting to adding value to so many people. And we know, because it's everything about focus, and where focus goes energy flows. Then you understood that, okay, here I want really to focus myself, and here the gap, here the gap, here the gap, because we don't need more I don't know more branches now, we need more bridges, right? And you're on a mission to build all these bridges between cultures, people, and the people with different missions, with different actually strengths, right? And how we can collaborate all together. And so important, because yes, like you already brilliantly mentioned, sustainability, it's a multi-level approach, but we have to approach it holistically, right? Because it's also economical, environment, and social, right? And people still, 80% of people, they believe it's just about environmentalism. Immediately it's climate change, it's pollution. It's not. It is, yes, of course, but without social dimension, without diversity, right, without actually networking and still people who connect, storytelling, impact of each other, nothing is going to happen. Yes, we have digitalization, technology, but still the most important, it's about us, in our hands, in our hearts, right? Sustainability, it's
Exactly,
actually, it
exactly.
is
And
very.
my
Mhm.
and that's why, my slogan is progress through partnerships. And so anyone who comes to me is just partnering, complementing each other. There is no competition. I never get into competition with anyone because I find a complementary things between two of anyone. So that is where I think we can, it's very important to find a complements between us rather than being competitive.
Yes, amazing about empowering. Could you please then tell us more about actually um, this platform you have created? And I know that you have so powerful tools and programs like woman leadership dialogues, and you are creating a lot of workshops, and yes, for youthful SDGs ambassadors, green skills, a lot of programs, because maybe not maybe, I'm sure we are making ripple effect today, and so many people who can listen to this episode, they would like to reach out to me, to you, and to be like you and me said, more complement, to add their values to your movement. And I'm also now privileged to be part of your movement, right? And share us about all these initiatives that you are championing, and you are so passionate for, that people can know more actually about the real impact. Because like you said, it's about talking. In sustainability, we people, there are two ways: the path of talk and the path of walk and doing, and you are the path of walk and doing. So can you tell us that where people can find actually, when they can join, be active, and help?
Thank you so much. So I because I don't want to take people's lot of time in their own activities, because I'm not diverting them from their own activities. I want them to just value themselves, increase their own impact on the society. So I have put some very simple tools in, first of all, recruiting. I would not say recruiting, but for anyone to join GSFN. And in that, what I have done, I have designed a form where I ask them which STG number you are passionate about, right? We
Mhm.
know that STG numbers are interconnected, but only one should be your driver. Okay, just to, I will explain you later why it is. Then, second, I also ask them that at what level you are committed or making an impact. Is it a local level, global level, or country level, or house level? So we have plenty of levels in this space wherever you feel that you are the strongest. So we have people who would select home, university, tribal, indigenous, and many others. Then the third is that we ask them to select their domain. Domain, we have four domains, which is enterprise,
Mhm.
education, then research, and community. So we can put our activity within one of the domain. We can put in all, but we want that where you make the most impact. Are you expert in technologies, then put it in enterprise. If you are working directly with the community, then put it community, in
Mhm.
that way. And then fourth thing we ask is the three words that prescribe you. So, for example, if I ask you to do that, you would say diversity, neurodiversity, or you may say, um, you may whatever you like. So, for example, for me, if I'm asked, then I would say transdisciplinarity, system thinking, and community. So,
Mhm.
that is three things that I would say about me. So, these six elements, what happens with these six elements, that we give a chair badge to the person who joined GSFN, and
Mhm.
they become a unique chair in the world with
Mhm.
their own expertise, because we have asked about their expertise or their passion.
Mhm.
And with that, we give them a chairship, and we ask them just to continue to do their work, but think of how they can make an impact to the society. And
Mhm.
at the end of the year, we have annual conference, and we send out self nomination form. So we don't want anyone else nominating you, but you yourself nominate yourself and put some evidence link of what you have done. Say, for
Mhm.
example, you can put your link to your podcast, that I have been doing this podcast and that has created an impact to the society, right?
Mhm.
And that will show us just a face value that yes, you are doing something. And depending on what you have sent us, we will give you an award, which could be bronze, silver, gold, and diamond. And
Mhm.
so far, every year we have been doing this, and we have given 600 awards to sustainability leaders.
Mhm.
And that is how I'm creating leaders. So that is one thing. Second thing is, I have built a Google list of these 8,000 people,
Mhm.
and I send out only the announcements of my initiative.
Mhm.
And they are not anything, there is nothing is mandatory or compulsory. It depends on the people who read and find, okay, I am interested, I will then enroll. So I always have an enrollment form for every initiative. And so they would fill up that form. And I would know that, okay, these people are interested. And so we will then invite them to do the things further. The third thing is, what we do is we also give out calls for grants and proposals and other initiatives,
Mhm.
and we ask them to enroll for that. So, having all this, we have been growing so much that we have presented in many COPs, we have presented in pre COPs, like online meetings, We have also presented, high level like Stockholm Plus and, COP biodiversity, COP desertification, and many others.
Mm-hmm.
This has become a very good, a stage for people who do not get any opportunity to present some anywhere, because of the resources or lack of opportunity, or they cannot reach out anyone. So we have opened the doors for people who would like to contribute to our these dialogues. And you will be surprised that I have people, one lady who is a shoemaker in Africa. Like, she's working on streets, and she is also my coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
We also have, uh, you know, uh, King of Hawaii, who is our coordinator. So you can see the diversity uh, that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We have experts, we have non-experts, learners, and the mentors, and businesses, and NGOs, and everyone. So now I have started on more impactful initiative. One is 20 million farmers initiative, because I feel that focusing on agriculture and farmers is very important at the moment, due to food security, but also due to the unsustainable practices in agriculture. And
Mm-hmm.
also we need to, retain our soil, our nature, our ecosystem, biodiversity, and all goes in this one big area of farming, or
Mm-hmm.
you can say food and agriculture industry, whatever name you may say. And 70 to 80% of people of the world are involved in this supply chain,
Mm-hmm.
from the
Yeah.
raw material to the, so from, you can say, farm to fork, the whole supply chain. And therefore I focused on farmers, and especially in Africa, because that is the attention that we need, as a priority, that Africa continent needs some attention. Okay, so that's why I have a huge network in Africa now, and we are inviting these 20 million farmers in a way that we would like them to be digitalized, digital commodity exchange platform, like onboard them there. And then we will produce some carbon credit projects, so that they can move from unsustainable to sustainable practices, and we can also provide them some revenue out of carbon credit market. So that is a huge project, and it's going very well. I have already got 3 million people on board, and I am talking to now ministries uh, that can help us support this program. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a huge, huge success with this. Just, and you will believe, I mean, there is no investment other than time and knowledge. People have connected us just because they want this to happen. So I will stop here.
Wow, absolutely. I can, you are so a great source of inspiration. I cannot be, I don't know, stop and be amazed. It's like Louvre. All the time I go to Louvre, or this Galerie Borghese in Rome. So I believe I was amazed enough, but no, you are like that for me, because I always have, like, I'm like you, transdisciplinary. I try always to get source my energy from all different uh, domains. So it's exactly what's happening now. And for me, what amazing that I love about you, actually, it's really the make the really transformative impact you are giving to every single person. It doesn't actually depend on, yes, like you said, because so many people, they want to make impact, but they lack that or that or that. But actually, for me, and also I can listen and read from the patterns how you are working, that actually for you, it's actually giving them the opportunity to be participated, uh, like, because sustainability, it's responsibility. It's so easy. It's just about making a choice. It's about conscious choice, like you said. 25 years, you are committed, you have made this choice, you have made this psychological contract with you. That's why you are the greatest impact person. And this person in Africa, of course, but of course the same like king in Hawaii, because sustainability, it's in your hands. It's responsibility. It's the chance. It's the choice you are making. And if you committed to do a little bit, but just every, like me also, I'm upcycling. I'm sitting like yesterday also. I buy some old stuff and do some pearls, and I'm role models for my kids. I don't buy the clothes, and I'm very, very active sustainable fashion advocate, like the same, because I made the choice. I follow this, right? And I role models for others, not just by talking but also but making. That's, of course, I already make impact, and then you're giving to every single person to be as much important as, I don't know, prime minister who is actually signed the law. It doesn't matter, because this is the responsible choice you're taking every day. And especially it's important about, yes, clothes and food, because we don't know, but actually we make conscious choice every single day, because we interact what we are wearing, what we eat. We already by that impact so much sustainability. We just don't know. We are not aware about this, but because you open this perspective to your bridge, and you give them knowledge that just by making commitment to single choice every day, you're the greatest impact impactor yourself, right? Amazing.
Yes, yes. And other two sectors are like transport. You know, you already mentioned food and agriculture, like,
Mhm.
sorry, clothing and
Mhm.
food. And the other is transport.
Yeah.
And the third is, like education. Our education system, I would like to tell something about education system, that even today we in traditional education system, we hear lectures that are 20 years old, very, very disciplined, and people hardly get chance to research and tell the latest story to the students. And what we are coming out of the students, like the future managers, are just like stereotype managers who are not able to critically think about what decisions they are doing. And I think we should be stopping that. We should be now having a different route, making people understand what are the green skills, where are the futures, what products we want, and where we want to work, how we want to shape our future. It is all in our hand, and we should be co-creating that by engaging with industry, by engaging with the institution, education institution. But also within that, vocational and training institutions are powerful now, because they can bring short courses that can help students get specific skills and can get involved into the industry immediately. Just as you have been doing, you are doing professional PhD. That is what we need. Maybe everyone may not be capable of doing a PhD or have time, but short courses, especially that can help them get that specific skill and be a part of business performance, uh, that can help them.
I'm so sorry. It was technical. It's like you said, it's shortage, and because you have unwavering support of your family, and I'm also on holiday with family, and they're in the next room, so they believe they support in me, that I can hear their voices. But now I just need 1 second. Uh, Мишель, Николь, папа, можете мне не мешать? Вы мне очень мешаете, когда вы разговариваете. Guys, can you please talk a little bit less, because you are a little bit in a way here. Thank you. Sorry. We need to combine, like me, like you, big family
Of
and
course.
holiday, but knowledge cannot wait. We need to make effect in this for the planet. And exactly what I want before we wrapping up. Actually, you already brilliantly started the subject about we have to change the education, especially narrative and approach in educational system in the vein of neurodiversity, because I am neurodivergent myself. I'm displaying that, and this is my great passion advocacy now. And the third part of my professional PhD about how we can create more inclusive place for neurodivergent people, and actually not just be aware about presence, but now I'm making special models about how we can create neurodiversity management strategies, right? And my kids also, I have adopted two kids from Ukraine, and they also, especially one of them is neurodivergent, and she go to special school. And Norway, I am very grateful to that country. They are more and more aware that we need special narrative, special education systems for neurodivergent people, and then of course inclusive working places, like creative. So that's my very big passion, and I know you are doing so much also through all your engagements. Could you please then also share a little bit about your platforms, your workshops, dialogues, everything what you're building, how you're taking care of neurodiversity, this new emergent part of diversity, which I believe more and more important to be aware of. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is something inbuilt in our nature, right? And uh, you may come up with any silly idea or very intelligent idea as well at any time, and we should be absorbing that. We should be respectful to those things and make people comfortable. And therefore, any of my program has no barrier. We never ask, are you educated, or are you in employment, or are you married, or are you having family, or are you having any religion. It's never asked in our this. So
Wow.
that makes people uh, you know give them freedom
Mm-hmm.
to express themselves, whatever they may be. Even at few points, though, mainly I have focused only on adults. I mean, those who are able to join us online. But I
Mm-hmm.
also have programs and my partners who do a program for excluded children, for special needs children, and also we have programs that are taught through studios, taught through several other performances, and so on. And I have been promoting all these things, just because I understand, and I accept very well that each one needs to have a different platform, or maybe a specific need, or it could be not only specific need, but might be more comfortable in that type of situation. And therefore we should allow those to happen, and that is what I like and I promote. We have also, I've been also very fortunate, to uh, have my both daughters in aerospace engineering. They both are aerospace engineering. And my elder daughter has been, advocate of STEM in space, especially in space and STEM programs. And she has been teaching, even she was invited by the Syrian government to lead on a STEM project many years ago. She was a woman of engineering in 2009. And then she was also encountered by many other, prestigious places, such as working with Tito, who was the first space tourist. Uh, And now, she was also a director to the President Obama as well. Uh, but now she is teaching children who would like to know what is space and all at age of like 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine that how we can introduce all these things to children very easily if we take our leadership to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And this exposure to the children can help them to absorb or be accommodative to other parts of the disciplines, to other people who are diverse, or maybe you can say who are a bit different than them. So that is where I would like to tell that we should be open to absorb. Or even if you don't understand, at sometimes it is not that I have all intellectuality of understanding everything, but I should be absorbing those things. That is very important, to absorb, to accept, and then to respect at the same time. I think these are few values I always have, and that makes me comfortable with any diverse people.
Thank you so much. It's so beautiful. You know, it's exactly what me and my previous guest today in the morning we have been elaborating about. You can put it in different interpretations. He called it like "kill your darlings" when you really like evolved a lot of books, a lot of knowledge, created university, and you just believe in one truth and you pass this truth. Like you kind of already you put yourself in jail. And what I elaborating from maybe mindfulness perspective, one of the pillars, it's beginner's mind. It's just beginner's mind. Then sometimes you really, even like you said, maybe you don't understand, and we don't have to understand, and that's why we need each other. We cannot understand everything, and we don't have to. That's why we have to be passionate about one things. It's from strength based model, not deficit based, and evolve, develop that, right? That's why we need each other. That's why biodiversity need each other. That's why our brain are wired differently, and that's why we need each other, right? But then to embrace it, you have to make again commitment with yourself, choice deliberately that okay, today I put my new glasses, which is beginner's mind, beginner's glasses, right? Like if you put your red, everything red. If you put, I don't know, pink with Mikey Mouse, will be like this. But you have to do it at certain level, that you cannot just believe in your own one truth, because everybody perceive the world differently. And neurodiversity, it's about being different. It's we are wired differently. It's beautiful. We need each other, like biodiversity, like fingertips. We're all different, 8 billion people, right? So that's my mission now, and I really really hope that my podcast, which I've been open just half a years ago, but because I'm so boldly, honestly open about me displaying neurodivergence, I really hope that I can make like healing ripple effect, like that I can be inspirational model for people, and for parents, and maybe for people who are not neurodivergent but who are interaction with them. And we are already, because 35% people who is just identified neurodivergent. Can you imagine how many people in India, China, Asia, they have no access to be identified, right? So we just need to change the narrative, and then like you said, it's collaborative, just synergy platforms, it's education, and it's young age possible exposure, like you've mentioned. And I'm so happy, and all my congratulations that you were so brilliant daughters. They're making so great impact, and it would be great honor one day for me to meet them and invite to my show. And this highlight I wanted to have as a dessert, like my baby favorite, the salted caramel cake. It's now coming, because I don't want to steal more your valuable time, but I want to share with my audience, and I'm dying to share it. Of course, I'm so privileged and honored, because you, Renuka, not just remarkable woman who is joining me in this show and doing so much great thing. But I'm so in great gratitude and respect that you actually said yes to be my role model, to be my guidance, to be my inspirational source, and to be my opponent. Oh my God, I can't believe it's true. And I really believe that together, you and me, just also the beginning, one of these beautiful path of collaboration, that graciously we can uh, make impact even more. And sincerely, I hope it just marks the beginning of long impactful not just sustainability and friendship and empathy, because this is the root for everything, of journey of us together. We can build more first through you be my uh, opponent, advisor, role model, mentor. I'm so grateful. I'm speechless, really. And now I have idea. Also, please welcome when you. I'm welcoming you to Norway. Take, if it's possible, take your family and friend. Daughters and your beautiful grandkid you already mentioned. I would be so happy to host all of you and to show where I'm living with my kids, through my perspective, through my neurodivergent world. The beauty of my heart, it's the most important. I believe you can feel already here, already now. And I do believe in the law of universe, that people, they are not meeting each other coincidentally. I don't believe in coincidence. It's always the path, it's destiny, it's how the puzzle universe working, that we had to meet each other. And yes, maybe it had to be the moment of break when I grew up to the certain level of awareness where I could be bridged with you now in that way. First with Western and then you, and they all together.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would love to be with you in person at some point. And of course, just one thing more I would like to share, that my younger daughter is in Germany and she's a special spacecraft engineer for Airbus. And recently, in her last project, she created graveyard for space satellites,
Oh my God. Oh my God.
which is an history in space.
Then, even in that, we are so
And she
privileged
also
both,
leads,
because I have a daughter. I
actually,
have also.
that would be interesting. She leads women in space, uh, woman in space, like a whole series, Woman in
Wow.
Space in Germany, and she is leading on that. It would be good to connect.
Oh my God. Because, even in that we are destined, because I have a daughter, I have four daughters, and Martina, she had birthday yesterday, actually. She's also in airspace engineering, and
Ah,
her master degree, she was into the project of space. And now my husband here, Michelle, what?
Sitter här.
Hvorfor det?
Det var hvis du har begynt å tenke og skulle snakke om henne.
Yeah. No. And yes, it was my husband. He gave me the note that I should speak about Martina. Yes, then they also should meet each other, because part of her project was when she got actually the best degree for master degree, because she was into this also. I don't know the details, because for her, she's like aerospace engineer. The level is God. That's
yeah.
it. But in this space, which was it was Elon Musk and all this, yeah. So definitely we have, even on those now, like our family and our daughters, because I have four daughters and one son and three grandkids and dog and refugee parents and a lot of sometimes dinosaurs in my brain. But at least I do believe I have a nice heart, which is stable, warmth, and enveloping people with care and love. This is the most important.
Wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
thank you so much. Usually when I'm back to Norway, I have my vice president. I don't have that much staff yet with my podcast. I do believe, and I know one day I want to have a little bit bigger talk show, and then maybe people who can help me a little bit. But at least I have vice president, and I need to bring her to Paris, because my vice president is small pink lamp from, like from Aladdin, from fairy tale. It's a lamp which I bought in Morocco, and I do believe in magic. We start from childhood, and childhood never can be distinguished from fairy tales. I do believe in fairy tales. I do believe in magic, and I start with something beautiful with childhood, and I always wrap up also on the higher up note. And then I always like bring this, you can just manifest, imagine like pink very beautiful lamp from Aladdin, but I said this is my vice president, and she grants wishes as well, but she doesn't grant three wishes. No, she wants to help as many people as possible. Then she need to be really efficient, and but she can grant one wish. And my always question at the end, if this my vice president can help now, or could really grant you one wish, like in fairy tale. It can be for you, for humanity, for it doesn't matter, but just right now, because we are talking about presence and the vibrations in our soul, what would that wish be? I can deliver. I promise. I bring it to my vice president to Norway, and she can make it.
Okay, my wish is, you know, how can I make, or I should find, I would like, my wish is to find a solution
Mhm.
of sharing economy where I can uplift the lower 50% of people in economic status to high level economic status, to make them equal.
Beautiful.
That is what I want. I want to find a solution of sharing economy where then later on, no one leave behind is just a past.
Mhm.
I want to work on that solution.
Amazing. And with
I
this
want to write
beautiful,
a book
powerful
on
message
that.
to my audience, and
I want to work on that solution and write a book on that.